How do you label salsa? Looking to selling salsa at farmers markets and you want to make the label professional looking? Well, you're going to have to watch this video because I walk you step by step through how to create a salsa label for your salsa food product. This is Marketing Food Online, and in this video, we're going to walk you through these steps, and we're going to get into that right now, guys. And how do you create a package that will entice your customers to buy your product? And if you're looking to create a nutritional label for your salsa business and your varieties of salsa, you might even have 5 or 6 variations. I'm actually going to show you an amazing website called Recipal.com. I've actually done a handful of videos already for other food products, and we are going to do an entire variety of different food items that you can create specific nutritional labels for, and they are FDA compliant. So welcome to Marketing Food Online. It is Damian Roberti, founder and CEO of Marketing Food Online. We are excited to bring you this video to show you specifically how to label your salsa. How do you label salsa? So let's dive right into it. I actually have a recipe, believe it or not. I'm actually going to use my wife's recipe. She makes salsa quite often, and I'm going to go ahead and use that on here as an example to give you an idea of how this works so you know completely, and you'll have the ability to duplicate this, obviously, with your own version of the recipe, but you'll be able to make your own salsa nutritional label. So let's get right into it. All right, so first off, when you go to Recipal, you're going to want to go up to the top here where it says recipes. You're going to click on that, and it's going to take you to this part. Now, you do need to create an account and sign up and create an account. They do have a variation of price points as far as the pricing is concerned. Let me actually show you that really quick. The do-it-yourself labels. So you could do a single serving, basically a single recipe. You could do it for $19 per recipe, which is still cheaper than having a lab do it, which is about $800 to $1,000. Or you could do a business account. Now, this is $49 a month, okay? This being billed out monthly, you actually get, I think it's unlimited. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Unlimited recipes, okay? And then also you can get the business plan, which has a lot of other variations. You've got a handful of other multiple users that you can use. There it is. That's the other benefit. If you've got multiple people that want to be using this, then this is going to be the better one for you. So let me go over here and let me scroll down really quick, and let's create a new custom label. Let me go back over here. There it is. All right. All right. So let's get started with this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this. So we've got tomatoes is the first one. Oh, there. Actually, Roma is the one we use. Fantastic. So we use Roma tomatoes. All right, so we add our first ingredient, Roma tomatoes. Now, when you do this, this one actually calls for, I believe it's 1 1/4 pounds. So what we're going to do is you select the pound, and since it's 1 1/4 pound, we're going to actually go back and do 1.25, and that will signify our 1 1/4 pounds. All right, so next up, what else we got? We got 2 green onions. So we're going to type this in, green onions. Remember, each one of these ingredients have to be put in individually. We're going to add that down here. And now it actually says 2. We got 2 of them. So that's going to change that to 2 stalks. Perfect. Next up, we also have red onions. Now, of course, keep in mind, as your recipe will be much different than ours, you can do that exact same thing as well. So this one is 1/3 cup. So let's see. This has an ounce. Actually, it's a 1 cup. I'm sorry, not 1/3 cup. So we can do 16 ounces. Let's go back up here. 1 cup. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. 2 cups. There we go. All right. So next up, we've got jalapenos. Jalapeno slices. Actually, it's raw. So we're going to add that. And that's actually 1 pepper is all you put in the 8. Now, whenever we get down to the bottom, I'm going to show you how we adjust this to correct. Right here, we'll show you the package size. A lot of recipes, as you scale a recipe, obviously, the overall batch will be larger, but I'll show you in a moment how we break that down like per jar. Like if you're going to sell a jar of salsa, not obviously a gallon of salsa or whatever this recipe may create. So keep that in mind too. I'll show you how that works. All right, so we have cilantro. Got to have cilantro. Cilantro bulk. All right, and then the cilantro for us is actually going to be a third of a cup. Quarter of a cup. We'll go ahead and make that 2. That'll be fine. All right, so next up we've got garlic. And you're going to go garlic. Bingo. We actually have 3 teaspoons of garlic. All right, we got 3. Good to go. I got a couple more ingredients and then we'll be set to go into the next step. All right, so we have lime juice. Perfect. Go there. And our lime juice, we've got actually 2 tablespoons. All right, tablespoons. Fantastic. So we're going to change that to a number 2. We have our measurement of 2 tablespoons. Perfect. We're almost wrapped up here. And then we have chili powder. I need to spell that right. There we go. Chili powder. All right. Fantastic. Chili powder. Yes, salt-free. It's no salt. It's just chili powder. All right. So we added that up. Fantastic. So we've got the chili powder. We've got that set. And we need a little bit, 2 teaspoons of sugar and then salt. Salt. Table salt. Fantastic. And then that's going to be 2 teaspoons. Yes. And lastly, it was our sugar. Granulated sugar. Fantastic. Let's add that too. All right. Now we're good to go. So now once you plug in all of your ingredients, no, not a pound of sugar. 1 tablespoon. There you go. That's sufficient. Now, so this is going to give the batch, right? So obviously this entire one recipe will create more than just 1 jar. Of course, this will be dependent on how big your jar is, by the way. So the net weight of the package, we're going to do 12 ounces. So our jar is going to have 12 ounces of salsa. That's kind of an average. I've seen some jars that are like 10, 12, and even in some cases maybe 16 ounces, but I hardly ever see 16 ounces. So we've got 12-ounce jar. How many packages does this recipe make? So this is going to make 3. And then serving suggestions, that's going to be like based upon the serving, how much individual servings would you recommend someone to eat? Would it be like 2 ounces, 3 ounces, the whole jar? How would you break that down? So we're going to put 2 ounces. So then how many servings? Okay, so if we have 12 ounces in the jar and we have 2 per serving, then that means we have 6. And there you go. Now that's just 2 ounces. All right. So that is going to be our salsa recipe. And it's going to be our 12-ounce jar. All right. So we gave it a name. So we have it set up. So our jar had 6 servings. We're going to average out about 2 servings. Of course, people eat more or less. That depends on how much they want to eat. But on average, 2 ounces is kind of normal. The recipe, that's the important part. So when you create and you scale your salsa business, when you start to make maybe a gallon of this, or you start to make a large pot of this, that's gigantic. This is obviously going to be where it's very important. How many units, how many packages does that recipe create? So this is as accurate as possible. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go down here. We're going to go to set ingredients. Once everything looks good. And here we go. Right here. See this here? This is going to be the set ingredients, the statement preview that says all of the items that we just talked about. And you want to view the nutritional label. Bingo. All set up. Okay. So from there, you're good to go. Down here, you can put your business name. So if it's John's Famous Salsa, you could put that in here too. Okay. And then put your address, whatever it is. If it's, 123 Oak Lane and you're in California, whatever it may be. And then also your website address and that information in there as well. Now, the one thing you might want to do, because a lot of these, obviously your salsa doesn't contain milk. So remember, if you tick the allergens, all food labels are required to include allergen notes. Check out the allergens which your food product contains. Okay. I did this before when I first started and it wasn't actually correct because I started ticking. I'm like, okay, fish or egg and milk. Well, it's saying that contains fish, egg, and milk. It doesn't do that. Okay. So take that out. What I do here is I type in my allergen warning and then go from there. Okay. Then I just list out the allergens that are within my kitchen, or if you deal with soy or if you deal with wheat. Now, if you're creating this in a commercial kitchen, your commercial kitchen that people can rent, there might be traces of all of these. okay? But they're not all in, keep that in mind, they're not all in your recipe. That's different. Remember, see here, this contains this, so the salsa doesn't contain anything. But you can add all of these if you want here and say allergen warning, it's made in a facility that handles soybeans, peanuts, wheat, tree nuts, etc. Okay, or an allergen warning saying made in a kitchen that handles, etc., etc., etc. So you could put that on there as well. When you're done and you're ready to go, this is your label. You want to hit right here, hit Save PDF. That'll download on your computer. And then from there, you take that PDF image, which this is the image, PDF image right here, and then simply add it to your label. Now, I've done a whole bunch of videos here actually on Marketing Food Online that are related to labels. So if you want to click down below this video in the description, you can watch those videos on how I actually add this to a label. So that's how you create salsa labels. That's how do you label salsa? That's actually how you label salsa. Very simple, guys. Super simple. If you have any questions, or if you have another food product or something that you want us to create a nutritional analysis for, or a nutritional label, walk you through and show you how to do this, let us know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys on our next video.